Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Steve with Bro the Handyman. In this video, I kind of want to lay out some tips and some advice from what I've seen and sitting down and seeing from my perspective. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about something that everybody, if you have not dealt with it, you're blessed. But there will become a time where you will have to deal with it. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about funerals. I'm talking about the cost of funerals, everything from the caskets to the, I'm not going to go into how much it costs because where you live and what you may want or whatever, it's all going to be different. So I'm not talking about the costs. I'm merely just going to give my tips and advice on the way I see it. And so I hope this helps. So let's just get into it, and hopefully you learn something. Hopefully I don't discourage anybody from clicking off and really listen, because I mean well. And so let's just get into it and talk about it, because this ain't an easy subject, but I think it needs to be said because everybody's going to go through it. Hey guys, all right, so why do I want to talk about funerals? Well, I recently experienced a funeral. I really wish I wouldn't have had to experience it this way, because I had to experience it because my father passed away. And as much as it pains me, you know, he's gone, but I know he's in a better place. But today he would be 61. Today's his birthday, January. We're in January 18th. And so he passed away on the 7th, and 7 at night in the evening. And so by seeing his funeral, I realized that I have a lot going on in my life, and I'm not ready. I'm not prepared financially to go. Nobody's ever ready to die. And so it's tough. And so I want to tell my dad happy birthday. And the reason why I want to talk about funerals is because I think it's imperative to talk about it and get it out there. Get your mind to thinking about it, because one day it's going to happen. And it was actually on the 7th of this year. Today marks his 61st birthday. He would have been 61 today. And so today's January 18th. I know most of you guys won't see this until later after I do some editing and where it's not really ridiculously long with my rambling. But so today he's 18. He's 18. Today's the 18th. My head's been all messed up since his passing, but no excuses. We're just going to keep rolling through. Well, anyways, things I noticed at the funeral, and when going through the funeral and making the plans, going everywhere we had to go so we can make sure he had a good funeral. And it was probably a good thing there was other people in charge than me, because I don't know how I would have been able to do that. I was already broken that my father had passed away. But anyways, I'm not trying to get too emotional here. I'm just trying to get on here and put some tips out and some advice that I think is necessary from my perspective on what, because after his passing, I'm like thinking like, you know, if I'd go today, my family would be destroyed financially, not just emotionally, because it would be torn apart emotionally, but not just emotionally, but financially. And then I'll talk about, you know, trying to get through this. I've talked to people at work, and then there's people that have told me through the years of working that there's families that break apart because of funerals. And And I'm like, man, to me that's terrible. You know, I'm very fortunate to have some good brothers and a sister, and my mother, we didn't. So I'm blessed. Um, or maybe they just raised some good kids. Oh no. Um, but I realized that I'm not ready. I mean, obviously, you can never say I'm not ready to go and I'm not going yet. We don't have that choice. And so, but what I mean is that financially I'm not ready. And so I was talking to my wife, and I set a goal for myself, I told her we need to get everything ready, like pay for everything right now. You know, I mean, I can't pay it right now, but what I mean is like within this year. God willing, I live through this year and next year and 10 years, 20 years from now and see all my kids grow up. But just going to that funeral made me realize how unprepared I am for my death. And I'm the only one that brings in income over here. I know my wife does some side work, like baking and stuff, but that's not the income we need for this household to run. And it does help. Her what she does on the side does help, and I'm not arguing that or debating that part. All I'm saying is that my income's much higher because she's a stay-at-home mother because of our kids, and which it is very fortunate of us that she could do that. And so I realized that I need to make changes. And so the things I'm gonna do, and I advise anybody who watches this to do as well, is not only as whenever I show you the way I do things, to get your mind to think and to do things differently, so we can take that money that we would have spent on a repair guy and to save that money and then reinvest it to create our generational wealth that we intend to. But while doing that, take some of that money and put aside somewhere else so you can buy your plots, and also to have money aside so when you do go, if inflation, because it has happened, I've heard more than I want to ever admit to, have inflation, that you have money in another account that goes to a beneficiary to pay for added expenses upon that. And so I would highly suggest that everybody gets a minimum of 2 life insurance policies. One life insurance policy would go to the funeral home so they can see how much that is. Now, I'm not saying funeral homes are shady or anything. I'm not saying that at all, and I'm not gonna lean towards that. All I'm saying is sometimes people take advantage of people in their worst of times, and death is a bad time. And so if you show them a big check, like I'm getting this much X dollars back, and then they'll be like, well, it's going to cost this much, and they'll get their money. But if you have this little bit of money, then they might not take as much. I don't know how it all goes. I don't know how all that payment works, but I would advise getting it done like that. It might help, might not, but you can never have too many life insurance policies. Another thing I would do is have the money on the side and just have it set up and say, this is where we're going to go, this is what we're going to do, and whenever I pass, this is where I want to go. Because even like me, I told my wife, I don't care what you do. You can throw me in the backyard, put me in a pond, whatever, I don't care. But the fact is that your family's not going to want to do that. They're going to make sure you're buried right. So why not prepare for it and get it ready for it? So that's basically all I have. I mean, we know that even if you have a family member or a really good friend that is ill, and they've been ill for a couple of years, and you just know that one day they won't wake up or whatever, even whenever they do, even though they're so ill they can barely get out of bed, it's still really it still tears you apart whenever they go. So I hope these little bit of tips help. And you know, I don't think there should be, but I mean, every family's different. But there should be like a set person. Look, they make the decisions, but everybody should come together and say, how do you like this? How do you like that? What do you think we should do? You know, because it brings everybody together. And I don't think death should be the reason for us to come together. I think as a family, we should always be together. There's nothing stronger than a family bond. And I know there's some people out there that's family, but they're not blood related. And there's nothing wrong with that. And what I mean by family is the people who are there for you. The people who will stick there for you and be there for you when you need them. You know, they could be blood and they're not considered family. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Probably most of y'all. But that's all I got to say on the funeral thing. And I really appreciate you for sticking around and listening to what I got to say. Also, I want to say that for all you patriotic people out there, you just keep your head up. Don't lose faith, because we will win this. All that, I don't know, you want to say the COVID, or I'll probably get in trouble for that. Maybe not, because I'm not monetized yet. Or or your deltoid muscle, or the other one that just came out, the Cron, or the Mechacron, or the whatever they got next, or whatever. I don't know. Really, if I get into how my feelings about that, it'd be a really long video. But all I'm going to say is, keep your head up. Don't lose faith. We're going to win. It just takes time. Just takes time. I know you wonder how much time it's going to take, but you got to think, these people that we're fighting against, I mean, we're fighting. We're not like physically at war like World War II. Most of us Americans are, but the military is at work. But if you think about it, they've been doing this for decades, if not centuries. So I'd go to most, like saying over 100 years, maybe, give or take some. But all I'm saying is I think there's more going on than the average person knows. I don't know a whole lot. Most of what I got going on in my head is my speculation. so I don't know. I just have faith, and I believe. I have faith that our nation is not going to fall apart. I believe that we're going through the storm right now, and I believe that the storm is coming to an end. At least that's what I hope. All I'm saying is, guys, if you're patriotic, and just keep your head up, because I don't think dementia guy is going to be in there too much longer. That's just my opinion. I don't know no intel. I'm not in the military right now. I'm just going off of my thoughts and how I feel about it. So, anyways, that's all I got. Y'all have a good one. I hope you took something out of this video. It's a tough subject to talk about, but I think it's important. As opposed to, as like me, I'm a father, and I don't want my kids to be burdened with it. And I know I started thinking about this because I'm not financially ready for me to die, so I need to be. I don't want to die at any point, but I know we all got to go, and so that's why it triggered me to make a video, because if I'm not prepared, if I'm not ready, and I'm thinking about it like this, then I think maybe some of y'all are not prepared and not ready for it either, because we never know when God's going to call us to go to heaven. So that's the way I see it. As always, hit the subscribe button, like, and I really do appreciate you watching. Really do appreciate your support. I've noticed I've got, I don't have tons of subscribers, but last I looked I had 50, and man, I cannot believe I have so many already. And I owe it all to you guys, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But the next video, I did this, the engine on the car. I'm sure you saw it in the last few videos where I was working on the engine. Well, I'm not done yet. So I got to put the transmission back on the engine and try to get it back up in the car. I got everything back together, got it all together. I just got to put the transmission on the engine and then put it back in the car. Other than that, it's done. Well, I have all the new parts on it, so other than that, it's done. It's ready to get back put in there. So be looking out for them videos. Like I've said before, I don't know if I'll be making one full video of it and just putting timestamps or whatnot. And so this video will probably come out late this week, maybe Friday. I haven't figured out when I'm gonna be able to edit this video, but I'll see you in the next video.